right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. You know what? That's all right with me. I'm going to get in on this Deborah platform with another message. I will say this is a lovely, lovely, early morning in which the Most High Yah has made. Beautiful morning. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I shall rest therein. I'm coming with a topic regarding daily bread. Daily bread. It is mentioned by Yeshua in Matthew's chapter 6 and verse 11 regarding us, give us our daily bread. Give us our daily bread. I'm going to cover that topic and I'm going to give you a little testimony here and give you a kind of feel of how the Most High Yah has stapled me to that, how would I say it, that verse itself. I mean, I have been nailed to that verse as I live, I see myself in that whole uh, 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 lines. If there's a line here, a lane, a lane, and a lane. When I'm in that lane, give us our daily bread. That's where I'm at. That's where I have been. And that's where I am going. Is it a place that my flesh can embrace 100? No. The flesh is never in line 100 with the light. So give or take, I give it 70% of my flesh is in full agreement with give us our daily bread. And as I continue in this message, you're then understanding not only in the natural, but you also embrace it in the spirit realm as well. Um, Early yesterday morning, I got up, made me a cup of coffee, and sat down and began to read. But what was on my mind yesterday morning was I need to get this grass cut, front lawn and the back lawn. I need to get this grass cut. And I go through this thing, oh, I need to get out here and cut this grass. I need to get out here and cut. And it's almost like a mental thing with me that, hey, I need to get it cut and I need to go on and do it. So I sat down yesterday morning and I got me a cup of coffee. I got the Bible and I sat down to try to read a little bit. And in me, I could hear something say, call Joseph and tell him to come over and cut your grass. And I said, yeah, that's a good idea. It says, look at your calendar for the rest of this summer. Put your son's date, different sons, on your calendar so that they could come over and cut your grass for the whole summer. And I sat there and I said, oh, I think that's a good idea. I'm just sitting down drinking my coffee, just saying to myself, that's a good idea. You all, I sat here, I read a little, and all of a sudden I said, Father God, if you give me the strength, I can cut that grass. If you, Father, give me the strength, I can cut that grass. Do you all know I sat there and all of a sudden I felt, hey, wait a minute, I'm going to get out here and cut this grass right here and now. And that's what I did. I got up, I pulled that lawnmower out. I had a hard time getting it started, but I was, y'all should have seen the adrenaline that was in me to do just that. Okay. And I didn't want to just do what it was saying, do, call your son. I just wanted the Father to give me the strength to get it done instead of waiting for someone else to come and do it and then might say when I do it tomorrow, no, you ain't gonna do nothing tomorrow. You do it today. See, to bypass all of that, Father, give me the strength. And I get out here and cut that grass. And when I don't have the strength, then I will wait on them. So I'm like saying, oh man, I read some and I read some and I did a little lesson. All of a sudden, I said, you know what? I feel like I can get out there and do it. And I did. I went out there and you all, when I was in the backyard, I started in the back, which I normally start on the front because it's a lot of grass. And then I said, no, I'm gonna start in the back. And I started in the back cutting the grass. And all of a sudden, as I was cutting it, it seemed like it was peaceful. Had my little headphones on, and it felt kind of peaceful. But then I got that sad moment. That sad moment came over me. And I didn't want to shed tears because he already told me your tears are like icicles. And that sad moment was a moment that I wanted to address him regarding my life as it was and has been and is today. I wanted to understand how is it that you poured out so many gifts within me? How is it that you have given me the ability to do pretty pretty much any and everything? How is it? And I'm out here cutting the grass, y'all. I'm out here cutting the grass. And I'm feeling this way. Very emotional. It just came over me because I was looking at what I was doing and it was beautiful. The cut, how everything was going, and I was able to do it. And I was just looking at the yard and seeing how beautiful it was. But that emotion feeling came over me because I thought about uh, all the ability and all the things that I'm capable of doing and always could do in my whole life, y'all. If you knew the places this sister have been throughout her life to achieve this. You say, well, Sister Deborah, you can go anywhere in the world. True, I can. And I should be able to go anywhere in the world and achieve and to financially be stable. I should be able to do that. And that's the feeling that I had is you gave me all this anointed within my hand. You gave me all this ability to do whatever I put these hands to. Then here you are greater in me than he that is in the whole wide world. Why am I out here cutting the grass of a European house? Why could it not just be my house? Why haven't you, since you gave me all these gifts and the ability, and then greater is you, Father, in me than he that's in the world? And I've had you since I was a little girl, and I just was really on that cutting that grass and listening. Even although I had the headphones on, I was listening to this here real beautiful song, and I'm going to share it with you all today. And I'm going to ask you because we're going to discuss this song. Now, I can't say we because I'm going to do it live, but it's going to be me talking. This song is going to be what I'm going to talk about at 7 p.m. No, I'm probably going to do 8 p.m. because my only granddaughter graduate from the 8th grade today. She's going into high school. This is my only granddaughter. She graduated today. Um, she's my only grandchild. Okay, she graduated today at 6. So I give or take 6, 7, 8. So around about 8, will be live regarding this song that I want you all to listen to. But what I want you to do is I want you to take this song and I want you to listen to it 3 times in a row. 3 times in a row. And as you just lie there in a quiet state of mind, just take the words that is being said. You can transfer the words as it is as the individual is singing. I did. I just it minds with me. I automatically go into Yah, do it for me. Okay. And I know you all probably heard the song, but what I want you to do is take that song and meditate on it 3 times in a row. It shouldn't take you no more than 5 minutes. I want to discuss that song to this evening. I want to dissect that song and just show you how in my day someone can make a song that bring melody to my inner man. I might take some of the words and as I meditate on the song, which I have switched the words where when I'm listening to it, it's already changing me in the inside. Okay, so I will give you that before I complete this video. But this video, I'm back in the yard, so all of a sudden, in the corner of my eyes, I began to feel myself not being able to control the tears. And then I began to take my shirt and I began to wipe out my eyes, but yet I kept speaking to Yah in my inner man. I was talking to him within. And I can tell you, I'm trying to understand. No, I ain't gonna try. Let me stop. Come on down. Come on back. I wanted him to understand how my flesh is feeling this thing. Here it is. I'm beautifying this yard in the back and on the front. Why is it I couldn't own a property? So when I do landscaping, I can say, this is mine. You see what I'm saying? Why is it that I have to rent from Europeans and I have to keep their property up so they can continue to get paid 3 times what they're paying the mortgage on the property? See, a lot of y'all don't know, especially I believe Judith. They don't know. A lot of them don't understand. Just because you renting a property and you pay rent, you thinking that you pay rent and hey, you doing them a favor and they doing you a favor. No, baby, they're ripping you off, and they're not doing you a favor when someone is ripping you off. Because if someone is charging you 3 times what the mortgage is and the insurance is, so you take the mortgage payment from the bank and you take the insurance from the bank. I mean, the insurance you pay. And then no, they say they pay you 3 times. They charging you 3 to 4 times because that's what most of them are doing. Even if you stay in an apartment complex, believe it or not, they're charging you 2 to 3 times, most likely 3 times what the cost of that apartment would cost them to pay to own this property or to pay to the bank. Uh, uh, and the insurance on it is off the chain. I mean, when I say off the chain, very little. Okay, so you're paying. Uh, no, I'm paying every penny I'm getting to this European. He got about 150 properties, but it's just the idea. This is what they so used to doing. This is just who this country is. So if you ever wonder why United Snakes, it is a lot of you all thinking United Snakes because oh they Atlanta slave trade and all of this whole crazy stuff or how they did the House of Israel. No, baby, House of Israel don't understand what he's doing with the United Snakes of America has a lot to do with currency and merchant. Go back and read it so you can get an understanding. It has somewhat to do with what they have done, somewhat. But as you read it, it does not mean that United Snakes is going to be destroyed because of what they did to the house of Israel. Baby, don't let nobody keep messing you up from the floor up on that. And that's the mindset of a people who think the whole Bible from the beginning to the end is all about them. They are famous. They are the stars in the Father's eyes. They got it bent. They don't understand. The only star in the eyes of the Father is those that he sent down in the house of Israel as his seeds. Not every child that Abraham, Isaac, or Jacob had. No, no. That's why you don't see Dan in the 144. See, y'all got it. They got it bent, and it's okay for them to have it bent because the people that listen to them are bent as well. So I'm in this yard and I'm here getting emotional, but yeah, this sister still cutting that grass. She sure was. She was cutting that grass and it was looking good. But yet I'm like, this could have been my property. It could have been my house. Why is it that all the gifts and the ability to be and to have and to prosper wasn't wasn't awarded to me as your child, as your servant, as your prophet, for your name's sake. Mm, 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 mm. I'm just talking to the Father, y'all. That's how I deal. That's how I rumble with him. And I'm just pouring it all out. And the reason why I was pouring it out the way that I was pouring it out, because Sister Deborah noticed she has the ability, all the gifts that he has given me, especially within my hand, y'all. If you knew what this sister can do, you would say, who taught you that? How did you get to that level? Yesterday, not yesterday, Friday, it was Friday, not Friday. What today is? Yeah, Friday, I had did, no, was it Friday or Saturday? What today is? No, Saturday. Oh, it was just not just Saturday. When did I do it? It was Friday. No, Saturday. That was after I cut the grass. So I just said now. When I went out Saturday, because I think I did it Friday night, and the number of people that had approached me regarding my hair, and I felt so good to say, yeah, I just did it last night. I feel good saying that. Do you know those people were looking at me and checking it out from back to front? Oh no, you didn't, ma'am. That looks so good. This one lady was with her husband, and her hair looked beautiful. She stopped me and she said, ma'am, I want to tell you your hair looks beautiful. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I just did it last night. I got a joy. Oh, okay. That's when I went to Lowe's. That's what it was. And then I went to a Walmart. That's what it was yesterday. This is what has been ushered to me by the Father. Being able to have the ability to do any and everything I put my hands to and desire to do. But it's like I'm limited in the eyes of the Most High God. You see? So I'm gonna show you what he's telling me while I'm talking to you all. I want to show y'all, I want to tell y'all something that the Father is telling me while I'm talking to you all. So I'm gonna share it with you. But so I'm sitting here, tears start to shed while I'm pushing, doing the grass, and the grass is looking really nice, y'all. The yard is looking just really nice, and I was like, all in the name of the Europeans. This is their property that I constantly keep up and do the landscape and everything just for me to what? Live there. Father, it just, and it was just, it really was. I began to shed tears, but I quickly, with my t-shirt, was doing like this here. Why? Because he already told me, your tears to me, it's like icicles, Deborah. So you might as well wipe them up and wipe them down. When he told me that years ago, it reminds me all the time is don't, and when you communicating with the Most High, God, don't go hooping and hollering. It's vain and vast. It's worthless. Those are part of things that detach to the flesh emotions. In a sense, it's really what he's trying to say to me. So I said, let me wipe my tears so I can still commune with him. Now I'm not speaking out to him; I'm speaking to him from within. And as I finished with the yard, I stood. This was just the backyard. I had to do the front yard. I stood back and I looked at it, and I was just looking at how nice and clean it looks, and all for this European, And he said, the Spirit of the Most High in me said, Deborah, keep in mind your daily bread, your daily bread, and that was like 19 years ago when he broke me down with Matthew's chapter 6 and verse 11. Give me daily. The reason why I wanted to really know about this daily bread, I didn't really understand it in the prayer. The prayer, Heavenly Father, which art in heaven, holy be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in the heavens. Give us our daily bread. I was curious about that first, y'all. What is the daily bread? So 19 years ago is what he was telling me in the backyard. Remember your daily bread? Yes, I remembered my daily bread because when he taught me my daily bread, in a sense, I embraced it. I totally embraced it. And I remember what I said. I want to rest therein my daily bread. Why? Because he broke it down to me to the point of daily bread is what he ushered unto me in this living and life that I share of his. In this living life that I share of his. So he was breaking down to me the daily bread is what he has to give me and want for me and desire me to have. It's what I ask for in the prayer. Give me my daily bread. Give me my daily bread. Now, the bread, one would think it would consist of intake of food, and it does. It does. But it also desiring him to give you the food of the natural and the food of the spirit. Okay. So therefore, it's like you are, how would I say it, receiving the heavenly desire for him to only give you what you need daily. See what I'm saying? So this is what he was saying when I was talking to you all. He was saying when people wants to use all that Solomon had, David had, Abraham had, they got to consider they weren't in captivity the way we are in captivity. They were not under a curse, but we are under a curse. And in that curse, it has also put us under a situation that we're not to look forward to having all the things that the people that we see have. We are not to look forward to thinking we're supposed to prosper in a way that we are owner, and we are not so much as not owner, but we are gaining and having, you know what I'm saying? No, you don't know what I'm saying, but I got to break it down. We're gaining, we're having more than what the curse has said we should. Now, while I'm in this yard cutting this grass and getting emotional because I know that all the gift that you poured out in me, it's no reason why I shouldn't be wealthy. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I would think I'm crazy. It's no reason why I should not be wealthy. And I'm like trying to grip this thing. Why is it I'm still like under a slave master's authority in a sense? He said, going back to Deuteronomy 28, that curse also lined each and every last one up in that curse. It lines them up. But this is what he's saying. The curse is for those that are in the world and born of the flesh. Deuteronomy 28 does not weigh on them. Okay? Okay? Because they're lining up just like your slave master in the eyes of Yah. In case y'all didn't know that. But yeah. So he wanted me to just behold the fact that the prayer that Yeshua ushered to us to pray to the Father, it says our daily bread. Only what we need, not what we want, is what we seek Yah to give us. You see? And then when you look over here in the curse of Deuteronomy 28, it makes sure that his elects, his anointed ones understand that this curse consists of limiting you the ability and the half of what you might want, even what you might need. See, when we're looking at the curse, we're looking at it cockeyed because we can't see it for what it actually says. And if you go into Deuteronomy 28, it shows Sister Deborah why you out there cutting that grass for the slave master and why you don't have what you feel you should be entitled to because you have been poured out all this anointed have I given thee. And you know what you're capable of doing. First and foremost, you know what is greater in you is he that is in the world. Is greater. He that is in you is greater than he that is in the world. So you know what's invested in you. But you have to look at the picture of the spirit realm of what is, what was, and what shall be. It's going back into how Sister Deborah would salute Deuteronomy 28, how Sister Deborah won the end game of Deuteronomy 28. Because I realized the things that he's saying in there, no matter what land people get, and it become their own. You see, no matter what they, how many cars they have, how much money they have in the bank, no matter what they have, only one that's going to feel that curse is those that are in spirit and in truth. Those that has the light, they're going to feel that curse. They're going to look at that curse for what it is and understand how it is applying to their lives. 99.10 billion couldn't take Deuteronomy 28 and apply it to their lives like this sister can. And this is why he told me in my spirit, you have conquered, you have gotten victory and won the end game. Because I see the end game for what it is. I see the curse for how he ordered it, not from the earth, but from the heaven. I see it. So when I'm out there in the backyard cutting this grass, hooping and trying to cry, But talking to the he that's greater in me, he got all kind of words to give me. The first one he said, "Thy daily bread." Come on now. Didn't I teach you that 19 years ago? And I said, "Yeah, you did." He said, "That's what you living on, Deborah. You living on my daily bread. Your daily bread, I mean, that I had Yeshua to inform his." When he told those prayers, y'all, he was telling it to his disciples. Those prayers are not for you. It is for those that are kingdom sent, his spiritual seed. So even you might wonder, when Deborah, you talking about your daily bread, it's not for you. Daily bread is for those who believe in the spirit realm what this and understand what this means. The curse of Deuteronomy 28, it's not for everybody. It's not for the whole house of Israel. It's for those that are in the light that can see into darkness, can see the whole overall. You know how I say, when they don't go into Deuteronomy 28, they don't hear what it said, they don't get the end game, they don't men don't teach it, they don't preach it, they can't, because it's not for them. So when you see them prospering, it's because what seed they serve. Satan gonna make sure they get many, many, many things that they want, that they desire, and what they feel they need. This is why they counteract Deuteronomy 28. This is why they won't teach you all the end game of Deuteronomy 28, because it does not fit under them. And it really doesn't. Just like the United States Snakes of America. I was on here what was about 4 or 5, maybe 6 months ago, wearing out uh, 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 Revelation 18, verse 1, 2, and 3. Trying to get people to understand what he's about to do to the United States and why. What all those migrants are that's coming over here. He break it down. But he's saying, Deborah, you're trying to give a people that don't have spirit and truth. They don't have the light, Deborah. You're trying to give darkness a light, and they trying to give you back the penmeter light you're trying to give them, because the light is not for them. It's like the ten virgins. They had all things in common, except for five was mission, and the other five was not. That's why the five that was mission, it wasn't that they were wise in the flesh, they was wise in the spirit. A lot of things that I have experienced as a child is when I hear people quote this instructions and direction book and give all this glory and this praise and this honor and this power to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to David, to Solomon, to Moses. They give it to Naomi, they give it to Ruth, they give it to everybody in the flesh, but they cannot respond to he that's in the spirit, that has given us this individual so that we, through them, may see him. So here it is. I'm sitting in the back. He checking me big time. He checking me, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Reason why I love it is because whenever I get in a situation, he's always on time. He's always there to pull up. Say, what you say? What you say? Why are you thinking like that? Why are you feeling like that? But what about when I taught you this? What about when I taught you this? You know this. You know this. You know this. You see? So I like that, Because it has been said by Yeshua, when the Ruach comes, he's going to be a comforter. He's going to teach you things. He's going to show you things to come, and he's going to bring things back to your remembrance. The Ruach in me is perfect and excellent in bringing things back to my remembrance. I love it. So what he's saying is the reason why you wonder why you are at a standstill. I have to fully embrace the fact I got to go beyond 70 and 75 and just go on, try to head for 100. That, hey, this is where I'm at. Meaning, this is it's not going to be a prosper or to a level of where you're going to gain all of this on the earth, because yours is in the kingdom. And you know that, devil. You see? And it's just more so just wanting, I guess, in a sense, to come from up under the curse itself. You know, I want to come from up under the curse where not so much as up from up under his how would I say, his appointed and anointed purpose in this curse, but to come to in a sense, in the fleshly sense, because it can't be in the spirit. Because when it roll up in me in the spirit, hey, it can be what it is. But I guess in the fleshly sense, I look at everything I'm doing represent me always doing it to try to make it right for others. You know what I'm saying? Um, I remember the same landlord. Uh, he said, "I got all these properties, and nobody keeps their property up like you." See, it's in me, y'all. It's in me. You can go down the basement. I remember the gas man came. He said, "Ma'am, I ain't never been in the basement this clean." You see what I'm saying? It's in me. It's in me. Cleanliness is next to godliness. It really is. And somewhere along the line, my flesh got in the way and wanting an answer. And I guess it wanting to understand, how is it you're going to anoint me with such great gifts that I could do and go and do all these things and have the ability to do things that should make me even wealthy. But why is it I cannot be found in that area? You see what I'm saying? And when I say wealthy, I'm not talking about, like, let me not say wealthy, but in a position where I am not in need for staying in someone else's, or even I felt that same way even with a car note. I felt, why is it I'm paying a car note? Father, come on. All these gifts you give me, all these abilities that I can have. And I'm gonna show you where I'm talking about. Let's say I went and I had a brand new Honda. And the Honda was a CRV, brand new Honda. It was less than 4 weeks. A woman ran a red light and totaled that Honda from one end to the other. What did I lose? I lost my down payment, and the car is paid off by her insurance back to the place. And I said, now see, it's almost like you're not supposed to have anything. And that bothers me. You're not supposed to be at a level where you beyond uh, 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 anyone in any sense. Now, don't get me wrong. When you understand daily bread, that means Yah got you. The most when He teaches you what daily bread means, That means I got you. I got you here. That means you lean to his bosom all the time for what you have, what you got, and what you're going to get. And whatever he gives you, you give him praise. You give him glory for the daily bread that he has given unto you. See, it's deeper than food. It's your daily bread. You got to see it in the spirit. You got to see it in the natural. It's a powerful thing. So the way he was explaining to me Saturday morning when I was cutting the grass, he wanted me to understand this daily bread is when you trust me with your day, one day at a time. It is detached to give me. It doesn't say give me. It says give us. Now, who is the us? The body of Hamashiach. So this shows you this prayer is not for everybody. This prayer is not for all Israel. This prayer is not for all Judah. This prayer is for he that's in the body of Hamashiach, that can understand that we are one in the body. So when we are one in the body, give us our daily bread. You see? So he's saying to me, you know about that because I told you. I don't want you to have no more than what you have. And if you get anything more, it's because that's what I gave you. And I said, that's your daily. Accept that. So being out there, I realized that when you look at Deuteronomy 28, this is when he was dealing with me. And I felt good. When I started cutting the front line, I felt much better, y'all. When I started cutting the front line yesterday morning, I felt much better just listening to what he was saying to me in my spirit, the comfort that was there. And I was saying to him, all this stuff that it's been many years, and it's just like you giving me all these gifts on one hand, anointed to be able to do any and everything I put my hand to, but on the other hand, you limited it to not give me the riches or the benefit of the gift itself. You see what I'm saying? It's almost like it's only given to you to use, but not abuse or to use to get by daily. Not so much as, okay, another example. I opened up a thrift store. You open up this thrift store, and it started off for 6 months, okay. But for the rest of that 4 years, 3.5 years later, worst of the worst. You see, it's almost like I know that I have the gift and the ability, ability to accomplish something, but why is it that the Father makes sure it goes back down to ground level? See, I had a reason in the flesh to be in that backyard hooping and hollering. I wasn't hooping and hollering, but I was emotional in tears. And I'm like, it just ain't making sense. Now you give me the ability to go from A to Z. But yet you stop me right at A. Why? Why? When you have given me the anointing and appointed me the gifts in which you have given me, I can take this from A to Z. But I can't take it myself, but because you gave it to me, you know that I can make it to A to Z, but you keep me at A. So I thought about when I got on the front line, I started thinking about people who are out on the streets who don't have this and don't have this, don't have this and don't have that. So I also put my whole thought into that frame to just see what Yah is saying in me. It's not like you out and without. You just getting it based on his measurement, which is daily. So I thought of all that he was giving me, I thought of also Deuteronomy 28. And I'm gonna tell y'all might not believe this here. Deuteronomy 28, the reason why Sister Deborah has, I have, I'm gonna say that I had to be in error. I would have to have been and is in error when I'm trying to hope that these men of Judah grip Deuteronomy 28. The Father says unto me, Deuteronomy 28, it is speaking to he that's in the spirit realm that can see the curse for being a curse, that can see what is the curse consist of. So when you running around here, Deborah, and you have saluted the curse, I'm giving you the ribbon of the victory of conquering the game to the end game of the curse. That's because it's showing you that you stood in the light. You stood in the light and you behold the curse itself from the way heaven had orchestrated. You see what I'm saying? So when you thinking me that okay, why ain't they teaching this? Why ain't they preaching this? Why ain't they understanding this? Why ain't they? It ain't for them, Deborah. The 10 virgins, it was just 10 of them down there. Everything they had in common, except for one thing in them. One was the light and one wasn't. They don't understand every monarchy, or what I think that's what they call them. Every prophet, every man of Yah that carries the seed, we are the light. The expectation that Yah has invested in us is not supposed to match he that is of the world. You see? And that's where I can actually say where my error was and is when I'm looking in Deuteronomy 28 and wanting the darkness to grip Deuteronomy 28 in the light. Just because they say the Hebrew Israelite don't mean nothing. Just because they say they're the house of Israel, and this book is talking about us, but if this book is talking about you, why can't you rightly divide in the spirit in which it is given? So that's why Sister Deborah don't bother other religions and Catholics, and I bother Catholics because they under the they're the shield for Satan, but you don't hear me talking to put them in any category because they work on the dark side. If they work on the dark side, let them stay on the dark side, Deborah. And that's where Sister Deborah, give people the benefit of the doubt. And that's my weakness. That's my weakness. Always been. I trust in people. I believe in people. But now, as I'm getting older, and I realize you are the light that I have invested in within. You don't have to trust nobody. It can be just you, and you're gonna be all right. And I thank him for that because that's the type of creator I serve. I don't know who you serve, but that's who I serve. So where my error is when I was hoping that Judah would take a hold of Deuteronomy 28. And I'm sitting around here getting frustrated with these men and why they don't take the right hand of the Father and get it. It's because the right hand of the Father ain't gave it to them to see in the light. That's why they don't want to run into Deuteronomy 28 in game because they don't know how to play it. They can't see it outside of the darkness. They categorize it away to deceive their own nation to believe it's one way. And this is another thing that I've also behold as a prophetess in the wilderness is that a nation of people, a tribe of Judah, are bagging further and further and further into darkness. So the Hebrew Israelite movement and the Hebrew Israelite cults and the Hebrew Israelite leaders, pastors, Maureen, seers, watchmen, prophet, prophetess, apostles, bishops, they are all are being caught up going through the door of darkness, away from any pen needle of life, because that's where we're ending. The end is measured by the end, not by where they say that they are at. So that leaves me being a prophetess that's living and not a dead one that's seeing what's going on today. And see, they don't want the prophet of the light. They want the prophet of the darkness to make them feel comfortable being where they say that they are and being in the darkness where they can't see spirit and truth nor the light. So I want to cover this here because I feel that I must cover Matthew's chapter 6. In Matthew's chapter 6, and we're going to hear Job break down the whole overall of my experience in my backyard. Job going to break it down a little bit better for you all. And see, that's why I was saying to you all don't really, and no one really, they took the people that God used as his servants and his vessels in this instruction and direction, and they gave them the glory. They failed to realize Job was placed there so we can see Yah's glory. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was placed there so we can see Yah's glory. Moses was placed there so we can see Yah's glory. David was placed there so we can see Yah's glory. Every Isaiah, Israel, Isaac, Jacob, no, Isaac, Jeremiah, and Ezekiel was placed there so we can see Yah's glory. Let me pull up. After all of that, here come Yeshua. I'm going to see. Come on now. He taught that bad boy better than David, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Solomon. They couldn't come nowhere near what Yeshua HaMashiach stepped on the scene to give us, to fulfill what they never did. And what did he do? He taught us how to walk, to glorify and honor, to magnify the Father. And we missed it, even in his walk. Why? Because we're not of the light, we are of the darkness, calling ourselves the light. As long as we're living, we're calling ourselves the light. But what we don't really understand, you can call yourself the light, you can call yourself spirit and truth, you can call yourself holy than thou, you can call yourself full of the ruach of the most high God, you can call yourself whatever you want. But heaven's got you signed in and got you signed out. So the role that we're playing on the earth is not going to be honored in the heaven if the role that you're on the earth playing reside in darkness, no understanding of light, no understanding of spirit and truth. That's because you're assigned to the 5 virgins with no oil in their lamp. Represent the oil is what lights the lamp. So you don't have it. So you can go in and play it for all it's worth. Now, I want you to grip Matthew's, and this is Yeshua saying, teaching us how to do what? I'm trying to show you how Yeshua referred. He's the one that came on the scene and fulfilled what everybody else never did. And that was they came to reproduce the mission, their purpose, and the vessel, but they could not fulfill what he come to do. He come to do, be the sacrifice, the blood sacrifice to redeem us back. And on top of that, guess what? To give us the whole walk in how we too can walk in his footsteps, to recognize, to honor, to glorify, to exalt, to praise the Most High Yah, the Father. So here Yeshua said in Matthew chapter 6, and you hear him say in verse 9. In verse 9, he says, after this manner, therefore, pray ye. So what is he saying? After this manner. He's teaching us how to pray to him, The Son? Come on now. No, no. This is why I tell y'all he did an excellent job. Why? Because he did such an excellent job. Only those that's in the light gripped it. Praise somebody. 99.10 billion never gripped the fact that he came with more than just the blood and the Redeemer. He came to teach us and show us how to walk, praising and honoring and glorifying and magnifying and identifying the Most High Yah. And 99.9 still today don't get it. That he came to show us how to do it. This is one of the things he showed us. And not only did he show us, he told us. He said in verse 9, Matthew chapter 6 and verse 9, after this manner, therefore pray ye. Pray ye. He's showing us a prayer in which we can go unto the throne, take that garment, that whitest snow garment of the Most High Yah that hangs over his feet in the spirit realm, grip that bad boy and begin to speak to he that's on the throne. This is what he's showing us. And he says what? Our Father. He's showing you that you and we are the our. Because he's showing you I'm the Son, y'all. But me too. I'm going to say it so you can grip that he is your Father and my Father. So let's go. Verse 9. Our Father, which art in heaven, holy be thy name. Holy be thy name. You see, this is what he's teaching us. How to approach the throne of the Father. But if you're not of the light, you're in the darkness, you'll never grip this. You'll never get it. You'll never understand it. Because it's not meant for the 10 virgins. It's only meant for 5. Okay? Now, he says, our Father which are in heavens, holy be thy name. Who is the thy? The Father. Your name is holy. You are our Father. You see? That's how perfect Yeshua mission was. That's how perfect it was. He was coming to show us something greater than what we call the law and the prophets. I come to fulfill the way you're supposed to be walking. And the authority of he that is on the throne, the Father. You're supposed to be walking therein. In his order. Magnifying him. Glorifying him. Come here. Let's go. Holy be thy name. He just said my name. Holy be thy name. He's talking to the Father. Our Father. He didn't say his Father. He called it our. Why? Because he's speaking in a form of the body of Hamashiach. He's not separating himself from the body of Hamashiach. So he says, our Father, which art in heaven, holy be thy name. Now, could not we say our Father? Could not we say, my Father, which are in the heaven, holy be thy name? No, he wanted you to know the body of Hamashiach has been created. And we are one in the body. There is a church built up of the saints. Those are the seeds of the Spirit. So he knew what he was saying. He was more so wanting us to understand how we are to address the Father. Okay? Then he says, thy kingdom come. He's speaking of the Father. We at his throne. He said, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. He's showing us the power the power and how to recognize the kingdom. He's showing it to you. But he is not showing it to you if you are not the seed of the Spirit. He's showing it to those that are the seed of the Spirit. Honestly, I'm going to be honest. Today I learned something talking to you all. Is that I was in error hoping that the tribe of Judah and the house of Israel will grip this Deuteronomy 28 end game. They never could. They never will. It was not for them. They are not the light. So that's another reason why a lot of you all thinking all of us gonna pack up and be going in the whole house. No, baby. He have always dealt with he that is in the light versus he that is not in the light. He always dealt with the one that's in the light. That's why the 10 virgins, 5 got left. See, y'all don't get it. He's giving the whole world an example. I'm not playing with y'all. All of y'all not mine, but they don't believe it. See, all these examples that were set there before us, we thinking we praising Jacob. Oh, we the 12 tribes. We the people. We the this. We the that. Wait a minute. Hold up, baby. That's that honoring the flesh, the race of that individual flesh. Where's your spirit from the heavens down here to the earth mission to? What is it supposed to represent? Like Yeshua, the Father. So we're going to go on. And verse 10 says, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in the earth as it is in the heaven. Now, this is the power punch. Power punch. Listen to how Yeshua says, give us, give us this day our daily bread. Give us this day our daily. Why? This is what the Father brought to me when I was cutting the grass. Do you not remember 19 years ago when I taught you your daily bread? It might have been 23 years, something like that. It might have been 23. Oh, it might have been 19. No, it was 19. Excuse me, Father, y'all. It was 19. Yeah, it had to be. It sure was. Okay, give us this day our daily bread. Notice give. Something has to give us. And it has to give it to Sister Deborah, us. Who is us? Us that's in the body of Hamashiach. And Yeshua is included. Give us our daily. Give us this day our daily bread. Letting you know, don't ask for tomorrow. Ask for today. What you need today. What did Yeshua say when he was on the mountaintop? Man don't live on bread alone, but every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yah. This is going back to show you that the bread of the natural is one thing, but there is bread of the spirit. You see, man does not live on bread alone, but every word that proceed out of the mouth of Yah. Bread alone. Because the bread alone can also represent the things in which you need in the flesh. But he's explaining to you on the mountaintop that we need that which is of the spirit, which is the word of God living in us. So when you see it says here, give us this day our daily bread, it's speaking also of giving us something. This day, our daily bread, what we need today, and let tomorrow take care of tomorrow. but let you give us what we need today. So what this is what he was saying to me, Deborah, just let me give you what you need daily. The main thing that I do have, and I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you all, I have that spiritual bread. I have that food of the spirit, but no doubt about it. That word is truly given unto me daily. I sit and tell y'all that. I tell y'all I learn something every day. Just like I just told y'all, I learned something today that I was in error, hoping that people would grip Deuteronomy 28 end game and win it like I did. And the Father just checked me and told me, when I'm talking to you live, they can't grip it. It was only for he that is in the light. You see, this is why they can't teach it. This is why they haven't preached it. This is why they can't play that end game in Deuteronomy 28. That's why they can't win it. It's because it's not in them to know the things in the light. They stick with darkness. And you can call them whoever you want to call. You want to put them on pedestals and call them all your leaders, your rulers, your kings, your leaders, your line, your whatever. You go right ahead. You let them be whatever you want them to be. It is still kind of, but see, one thing about the men of yesterday that was the servants of the Most High Yah, they came down as the spiritual seed. They gave us a lot to go on. These men today ain't leaving y'all tails nothing. That's why these young boys and these young men ain't got nothing to run on. That's why these young women don't have nothing to look forward to. It's because those that are supposed to lead and train, they don't have the light. So they can't give you what they don't have. So it's who has to be able to give it to you? The kingdom. The kingdom has to nail that thing on you. But he has to have done it before the foundation of the world. And what it is for, they will receive it. Who the kingdom have assigned it to, they will receive it, no matter where, when, and how. Or they, a lot of them already have it invested in them. It's just that spiritual time period that Yah is going to enlighten it. You see, a lot of people come to this page, and a lot of them don't even understand why they're on this page, and they've been on many pages, and they don't understand why. And you know what else I learned too is that when you have people who've been here on this page, they have a host of reasons and ways of slithering in out the same way they came in. Because they slithered in and they slithered out. And a lot of times it need be. It need to be. Because a lot of them are just sitting around trying to gain, okay, things that's going to satisfy them and make them see, how would I say, the darkness, but yet they want to call it a light. You see, so they come among someone that's saying something. They sit there day and night. That's why there's no support when it come down to supporting those that's in the light, those that are chosen, those that are elect, those that are predestined to be the light in the midst of darkness. You see, those don't get the support, but those that feed people darkness and tell them all about the world and what the world is saying, what the world is thinking, the world is feeling, those are people, they would throw in a couple of crumbs about Yah, the Torah, Hebrew, Greek. They'll throw in a lot of things about what the King James Bible, the 1611, Torah, or not Torah, Enoch, and all the lost books are saying, but they have no light. You see, they still feeding you from the standpoint of the world. But look how many subscribers and likes they have. Look how many praise they have. Look how many finances that is poured out unto them. It is off the chain how the world truly loves its own. And I just thank the Father, even for what he said, his daily bread, because even in that, rest is daily. He still want me to be reminded of his daily bread, that he from the kingdom, not from the earth, has suffered me to live by his daily bread. And I said, and I know I shouldn't have said it like this. I said, when I tell you what, I go here and I get this job and I do this and I do this and I save and I do this and I do this and I do this. All these things I'm talking about what I can do. But I said that out of thinking that I'm going to let the flesh gain the wealth. But the flesh can't gain the wealth. Because when you got a calling on you in the spirit, he's telling me that. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, I'm going to go get this job. I'm going to do this. I said this about a couple of months ago. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to save. I'm going to make this. I'm going to make this. I went out and I did just that. I opened up a commercial cleaning service. I did. I opened it up. My son went on about four walkthroughs, and one was a large contract. My first contract was going to be $14,000. I'm just showing you. Sister Deborah did. I'm telling y'all don't know how sharp the Most High has anointed me and appointed me. Sister Girl went out 2 months ago. I closed the thrift store down and said, okay, my love is to clean. That's why I say I'm here to clean your tail up in the spirit realm. Don't mess with me. Peter was a fisherman by trade, by job. He said, I'll make you a fisherman of men. Once that's who does, Sister Deborah. I will clean your nasty tail up in spirit and in truth. You see? But that's just who I am. I love to clean. So I wanted to get a job to where I can clean up and get everything clean up and everything and do what I love to do. So I knew I had four of my children that would work in the cleaning service. This is what I knew. So the main one was Quiet Storm. He gave up his job to come into to do the business for the commercial cleaning service. You all, the Father will bless you to the utmost. The Father let me step into that, and I think altogether, let me say, I spent $800 for everything. About $800. I don't have any equipment or anything because I still ain't got any. The four walkthroughs he went through, we didn't get the contracts, not now. So I did get all the business, everything. It's legal business. It's got its insurance. It has its bond. It has everything it needs, y'all. Even legal contracts to be able to sign and make sure they pay you. I have everything. I got the living room set up, and I show it to you tonight. I'm gonna try to show it to you. I got it set up, and I'm running the business. I have the phone service, and it cost me, say, I would say in between 800 to close to 890 to set up everything. To where my son saw the setup, and he has been a um what you call it assistant director twice in the field of large facilities, large facilities, companies. And he quit his job because he wanted to come in and do work and be the head over, which my whole thing was for him to see that you don't need to work for all these companies. They're using you because you are a black man that can do all this and using you. So he left his job, y'all, to be in the cleaning service with Sister Deborah. And he was going to run the whole cleaning service. I was just going to do the bookkeeping. So we've been in it for 2 months now. I sent out 200 letters explaining that we are the new service that's here in this state, and we're offering different about 9 or 10 different type of cleaning. Okay, I did not want any residential cleaning. I want strictly commercial. Okay, I'm set up for all commercial. That's what I'm set up for. So I got everything set up, and that's how y'all do it. I'm gonna tell you. Yeah. Father does it. I told y'all he have blessed this sister with the ability that she can do anything she wants. All she have to do, bam, step into it. Step into it don't mean nothing. Is it what he wants as my daily bread? This business will go beyond the daily bread. And that's why we ain't got no contracts. You see how he worked that thing out for me? 800 and almost 895, something in between there. Everything is set up. Files, every rucker, legal, every insurance, bonds, everything is set up. He worked that thing out just to show me. You still got it because I gave it to you. And that's my thing today. Hold you back. Hold back them tears, girl. Hold them tears back. You know they icicles to the Father. Hold them tears back. And I sat there and I say, okay, everything is here, ready. Somebody, we should have at least 4 or 5 contracts back. Not one. See, the Most High God don't play. He's about what he said, and he said what he's about. You're going to only receive your daily bread. Yes, the sky's the limit for you. But even I, too, has limit what is mine. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, well, the ideal of the sky's the limit. I have until the end of this year. That's what was spoken. And already we're running into half of the year and still yet haven't gotten any business. That means I have to stay with this here all the way up until the end of the year and see what Yah has in store. To see what he has in store for me. But I only have until the end of this year. He said the sky's the limit.